So, welcome to Langarrow, Cornwall's lost city. Today is the 6th of March. It's the day after St Piran's Day and people are still celebrating. And today a group of people are meeting to walk and celebrate one of the key parts of St Piran's story. St Piran is said to have been cast out of Ireland, chucked off the cliff's edge with a millstone tied to him. The millstone floated on the top of the water and St Piran floated across to the north coast of Cornwall. It's said that people met him in the dunes by Perran and prepared him a fire, surrounded by the ore stones that are found all over the county. And one of the ore stones split and started to spill molten tin forth, and so the white cross covered the black of the ore stone to create the St Piran's cross. And the site where the people will be walking later today is the site of another story, and that's what I'm going to go and have a look at and poke around in. See you out there. Here's the bird sound. Not a wall or a building or a boundary line aside from these trodden paths. Just an unbelievable spot. So here we are. Welcome. This is where we were aiming, and this is where later today there'll be people meeting to walk to honour St Piran. The story I'd like to tell you today is the story of Langarrow. The story goes that there was once a bustling city on the north coast of Cornwall. It was one of the richest cities in Britain. Convicts were sent from around the country to come and work hard labour around the edge of the city, to mine stone to build the walls and to pull fish in off the boats, and to build docks, to mine tin. And the criminals were never allowed to go inside the city walls and mix with the people, but as the generations passed, the people began to mix. Soon the rules were laxed, people were allowed to come into the city, and then another generation went by and romances ensued until the city was a mixture of those that had built it and those that had been sent for committing crimes. Slowly but surely it became a city of sin and debauchery. And one day a fierce storm began. It rolled on for a day and a second day and a third day and blew so much sand that it covered the entire city and everyone within it, and doomed the whole city to become sand dunes. That city was known as Langarrow, and that's the spot that I'm sitting on today. And it was said that the city of Langarrow, or Langona as it was also known, had 7 churches. One of those churches was uncovered in a not too distant past, and not too much more of the site has been excavated. It's one of those stories of a discovered city, of a buried city, and it says something beyond just a city. It says something of ourselves. I won't say any more, but it's something to think about. And it's not the only example of it. Lyoness, the strip of land that once connected Cornwall to the Isles of Scilly, disappeared. Even St Michael's Mount was once, by some earlier accounts, surrounded by trees and forest some miles inland, and now it's an island and it's only accessible via a tidal causeway. Something of a changing world, of a changing climate, and something of ourselves, something deeper within us. We are compelled to tell stories about buried cities. And it is amazing to think what might be under here, under these dunes. You know, the mixture of birdsong and an aeroplane going overhead. Maybe that is the soundtrack to this kind of story. Happy St Piran's Day.